Well, it's time to get started on Crusty tonight. Day 16, part 16 of putting Crusty together. Behind me is another rebuild project did a few years ago. An old Duramax. It's going to be a dump hauler today. I got to get loaded up and start hauling some junk out. Let me get you turned around and sort of show you what's going on here. So this is the dump hauler truck here. It's the beast. Nobody likes it but me. It's just a rough riding truck, but it's simple. I like it. So what's got to go in the back is a small portion of the junk that has been accumulated here for at least the last week. I've been hauling a lot more out. I'll get the steel thrown in the back, get all the cardboard thrown in the back, take it to the shop and put it in the dumpster there. It's a whole lot bigger than the one I got here. Getting down, the pile's getting smaller on the bench here. Running out of paint, but I did get some of this. I'm not quite sure how to use it yet. PR15 rust remover. Ordered it about a frickin' week and a half ago, and it finally got here. Could have used it on the whole other venture, but this is what I'm gonna spray or brush on underneath when I work on the running boards. And I'm thinking this is gonna go on first and then brush this on. We'll sort of see how that whole thing works out. Oh, I got more parts. I better get those out of the truck here. Had a pretty successful parts run day. Small run today. Just had, what do we have here? We have exhaust donut. That'll keep me going on the exhaust. And that mysterious spare missing lug nut. And a CO2 bung. And that's on the list for today. So, let me grab a pear on the way through so I can eat my pear, and then we can, or I can get started working here on this project here. So, only a couple left. There's only a couple pairs a year, and this is valuable. So, talk to you guys once I get some exhaust hanging. The view out the garage door looks a little different. We're missing the Pete. I got the Pete and trailer at the shop, loading up some door frames, window frames. Got a project going on down in Tennessee that we have a prototype container components that I've got to get tried out next week. So that's one reason I'm heading down to Tennessee on that trip, is more prototype work. That seems like that's all I do is build it, throw it out, build it again, and then just keep tweaking and upgrade to perfect. That's sort of my motto here. So anyways, Pete's missing. Going back into the shop here. Got the last lug nut on there, and you saw yesterday that I broke the tool. The more I was thinking about it, I think I might have had the tool upside down. It might have been partly my fault that I broke that tool, but I looked on the instructions, I couldn't tell which way it was. So anyways, I think I'm sold on the washer and the lug nut for setting studs. Got the exhaust donut in. That is up in, where are we at here? That is, I don't know where we can show you. It is right there. Here's that exhaust donut, that silver part right in the middle there. And last night when I put this exhaust pipe on, it was just, the pipe was a little close to the manifold. So yeah, after 20 some years, the donut did wear out. So change your donuts when you're doing exhaust. Got the bolt on there, or the coupler, stainless steel coupler nut with the stainless steel washers on there. So, and there's the bung for our CO2 sensor, and the wire for that is hanging right there. So that's all coming together. Pipe coming down. Here's that flex that I put in there. and you can see that, look, you can see it, how easy that moves here. And all this vibration that this flex is absorbing, your exhaust system, your exhaust studs and your header is not absorbing that. So anytime possible, even tell the if somebody else is doing it, tell them to get you a frickin' stainless steel flex in there. It's going to save on everything in the long run there. So anyways, that's my tip. Put those on, and I will continue on to the back with the exhaust and see how the whole thing goes here. Well, making progress. This is going pretty easy and pretty slick on here for once. So I've got everything set up in the front there with the new donuts washers. Comes around here, got the flex in there, got the flex welded in there already, because I was pretty confident that this was where it needs to be. Everything else is just tacked in here until you get the entire system in. Don't get too carried away welding, because you could get yourself into a bind in a hurry here. So got the muffler roughed in, got it set up on, I need to get some of those fancy hoist posts with the fancy screws in there, but these boards are working fine for now. This goes in here. This is a little piece of scrap that they had in the actual box left over. I am sure glad they sent it, because that's exactly how much I was short here to get that thing to fit. So this, I just put a butt weld in there, and I have just a snap clamp holding that up now. I'll take and move this factory mount over to here, and I'll make a hanger to fit on here. But otherwise, check everything to make sure you got at least a hand's width of clearance in every place, so that you're not going to have any rattles going down the road. And technically I should put it down on its wheels to test to see if I've got enough suspension travel, but I've got everything jacked up there. That pipe as high as I can get it right now. I got a hand's width there, here, go through, and the tailpipe. Chances are I'll put one of them fancy cuts on the back, or even maybe one of them little chrome deals, because I think you get more horsepower out of there. So you need one of them little chrome things on the back. But I am going to start welding, and then I'm going to put all the hangers on as I go. And we're going to have exhaust tonight, and we're going to fire this beast up and see how it sounds. Hasn't had a quiet exhaust for probably a decade. And there goes my lovely wife mowing the grass. Without my lovely wife's somewhat permission to do this project, this wouldn't be possible. I think she's starting to like Crusty a little bit. She's been spending more time sort of poking around out here. So now the next step is to get her into it, and I think she'll be fine. We'll see. Well, exhaust hangers. Got a couple different routes we can go. I have taken the old rubber bushing mount style off of here. This part is original to the Jeep, is this hanger here, so I just put a new rubber on there. Now I'm gonna make up a hanger with some steel rod. I like this style better than this style that bolts. This is a quick, easy system, but it looks a little cleaner when you can put the hangers with the rod on there. So to bend this, I got just a slight bend on the very end there, so it doesn't slide back out of there. But we'll take this into here, and got the old Hosfield bender. This thing goes back, they've been using these for probably 100 plus years. They've had this style of bender, and it still works good. So I will just take that in there and bend, take it back a little at a time, and figure out what else I need. This just happens to be some, you can see it's all grained and everything. This is some decorative rod that I had left over from a railing project or something, but I don't think Crusty cares what we put on there. So I will get this hanger bracket put up in there. It'll fit into that hole, and I will weld it to the side of the pipe. Going in, this is the downstream. You got to make sure you keep those separate. They look identical. The only way you know is the part number on the box, so don't mix them up. Lots of anti-seize. Put your anti-seize on there, and then dielectric grease. That's what I use on this plug right here. You don't need much of it, just to get a little in the holes there. And it'll just help keep some of that moisture and seal that plug in a little bit better. So this is the last piece of the puzzle. I got the bung welded on there. It's a strange name for it, but it's a bung. So that goes in there. And then we will be able to plug it in. And we're going to be able to fire this thing up tonight to get see what this thing sounds like. And once I got freaking anti-seize all over my hand and how it's getting everything else. And I just need a wrench to put this, tighten this up. And it doesn't have to be tight, but it's got to be just snug in there, because if this ever has to come out again. There we go. That's the wrench. I just gave that a fling. And the cord for it, the plug end, is right here. So I was able to utilize the old bracketry, and this is just going to plug together here. Just line it up, lock until it clicks. And I've got the mount that I was able to salvage and put that in there. I will put a couple of zip ties right here. And oop, I better watch the drive shaft and where that's going. I better zip tie up a little bit. But hangers, I used one of the hangers that I don't like to use in the back here, but it's just a short little span, and there's not much moving back here, so I've got that in there, that hanger. Got all my clearances yet. This one over here turned out pretty good with that neoprene one up there. That's all set. And we got that one. Monitor, that's in there. Everything's tightened up. Front one, I've got that in here. And I put a little extra loom right here to hold that wire so it's not bouncing around. So that's it with the exhaust. We never speak of that exhaust again. It's done. Oh, I take that back. We got one other thing. There's always one other thing. I didn't like the look of that. I couldn't wait to get my little fancy thing, so I took and cut that off. I think we got enough room here that I'm not going to hang it up on the stump. So now the exhaust is officially done forever. Well, while I was underneath here, I saw that there's some wires that are hanging here. This is for the transfer case. Show you what that is. And they're just sort of flopping around in the wind up here. Most times when these wires break, they break right at the plug there, because they vibrate back and forth. So what I've found I've used is I use this Bostic adhesive, and all I do is I just put a little bead of that, and there's probably a lot of people going to scream at doing this, but this isn't a how-to, this is how Alan does it video. So I just put a little gob on there, and then what that's going to do is that's going to seal up, and it's just going to put a little more flex in there, and it's going to keep those wires from moving around. There we go. Just looking preventative. I am done under here for a while. So, thank you for sticking around with me tonight. So this is the end of, let me look at my paper here so I get this right. I'm running losing days here. End of day 16, part 16 of this. Oh, we got some cat action here. My lovely wife Jean, she finished mowing the lawn, so I got out of that. So I'm gonna start the beast up, and you'll have to wait until next time to hear it run, and get some mess cleaned up here, and I'm done for tonight. It's gonna be an early night for me. So, thank you. Thank you for watching Alan's Day. Life is about making choices. Some things are already perfect. Some things you may choose to upgrade. This channel will show you both. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks again.